Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavranda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavranda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavranda. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is Sunday. It is 19th of April. It is Vaishakha Masa or Madhusudana Masa, Sukla Paksham, and Vidya and Thadya, both Vidis are falling on the same day. There are no events today, but tomorrow it is a heads up, Akshay Tritiya. So where many people, they perform austerities and charities, so many devotional activities. And tomorrow is also Parshurama Jayanti Chandana Yatra begins. So those are, it's just a heads up. It's a very auspicious thing. Okay, apart from that, for today, there are no events. We shall go into our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In Srimad Bhagavatam, so Maitreya Muni is speaking about Brahma's creation, and then whenever Brahma has from Brahma's body, one male body, one female body was they were appeared. They are called Swayambhu Manu and Satarupa. They have expanded the progeny in this universe. And later on, Sukadeva Goswami he has mentioned um, that whenever Vidra has heard from Maitreya Muni, he was very inquisitive. And Vidra is asking questions. So I would like to hear more about Swayambhu Manu and Satarupa, how they have expanded the progeny and the glories of Swayambhu Manu. They are auspicious to hear. Likewise, he is so dear to Lord Brahma as well. So what he has done. So and because he's a devotee of the Lord, I wanted to hear more about him. So can you please describe all those things to me? So in such a way, Vidura is inquiring. Savai Swayambhoha Samrat Priyaha Putraha Swayambhoha Pratilabhya Priyam Patnim Kim Chakara Tato Muni. What he has done after he has got his wife Satarupa, Swayambhamanu, he is the dear son of Lord Brahma. And Charitam Tasya Rajashehe Adirajasya Sattama. He is the Adirajasya. Swayambhamanu is Adirajasya. Sattama, O Maitreya Muni. Bruhime Shraddhanaya. I'm very enthusiastic to hear. Bruhime, please speak all those things to me. Bruhime Shraddhanaya. I'm very eager to hear. Visuksena Ashryohi Asau. And definitely, Swayambhamanu is the pure devotee of the Lord. Visvaksena Ashryohi Asau. He has taken shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he is asking, Vidra is more enthusiastically asking. And later on, Vidra is also mentioning, saying that glorifying Maitreya Muni. Oh, Maitreya Muni. And one whoever is with great endeavor hearing from the spiritual masters and hearing from the pure devotees of the Lord, so they will attain the liberation, and also they will always because the pure devotees they keep the Lord in their heart all the time. Lotus feet of the Lord, it is always there in the heart of the pure devotees. So one who is hearing from such kind of devotees, so they will be in due course of time liberated. How? It is again describing the glories of the pure devotees. One has to, Vidra is mentioning, one has to hear from the devotees. Okay, so that is stressing. this particular shloka, and it is completely with the devotee and his mood and his attraction to the devotional service. And one is stressed to hear from those devotees. Okay, likewise, Vidra is also mentioning to Maitreya Muni. Maitreya Muni is the devotee of the Lord. He knows all about the pastimes of the Lord. Okay, likewise, Vidra is inquiring more questions from Maitreya Muni. We are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter 13, verse number 4. श्रुतस्य पुंसां सुचिरश्रमस्य नन्वञ्जसा सूरिभिः ईडितो अर्धः तद्गुणानुश्रवणं मुकुन्द पादारविन्दं हृदयेषु येषाम् श्रुतस्य पुंसां सुचिरश्रमस्य Srutasya Pumsam, of the persons who are in the process of hearing. Srutasya Pumsam Suchira Shramasya, of such Suchira is a for a long time. People who are hearing for a long time, laboring very hard, just to hear. Again, this hearing habit is, in the Rupa Goswami, he says that one does not get Krishna Bhakti Rasa Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavita Matihi. So where he has mentioned about Krishna consciousness. Tatra Mulyam Laulyam Ekalam. So one has to Laulyam is hankering to hear. So without any praise. So the praise is only the hankering. That is only the praise. If someone is speaking, just without waiting, just go and hear Krishna Katha from those pure devotees. Okay, but it does not happen for just with one life. It happens for Koti Janma Sukritam Nalabhyate. Koti Janma Sukritam Nalabhyate. Even though for millions of lifetimes, it would not happen for one person. So, by personal endeavor, one has to Gunatasya Swachestitam. By personal endeavor, one has to hear Shrunutaha Sriddhaya Nityam Gunatasya Swachestitam. Kalena nati dirghena Bhagavan Vishade Hrudi. Okay, likewise here, Sutasya Pumsam Suchira Shramasya Suchira is a for a long time, Shramasya laboring very hard. Nanvanjasa Suribihi Idito Addaha. Nanvanjasa Sat Nanu say certainly, Anjasa elaborately, Suribihi by pure devotees. Suribihi Idito Addaha explained by those statements. Explained by those statements. When devotees speak about the Lord, it is so sweet. Nanvanja Surbhi Idito Addaha Tad Tad Gunanushravanam Tad Gunanushravanam, and those pastimes, that transcendent qualities of the Mukunda. Tad Gunanushravanam. Guna is transcendent qualities. Anushravanam, thinking. Mukunda, of the personality of Godhead, who awards liberation. Padaravindam Hridayeshu Yesham. Padaravindam, the lotus feet within the heart of Yesham, of them. Those devotees who are keeping the Lord in their heart, they will speak, and other people, they are going to hear for a long time. So it is again devotees speaker, the one is the speaker, another one is the hearer. Okay, both will be liberated. Of course, like one has to hear from those devotees. Sradasya pumsam suchirasramasya nanvanjasuribihi idito addaha tattadgunanushravanam mukunda padaravindam hridayeshu yesham. Translation. Persons who hear from a spiritual master with great labor and for a long time must hear from the mouths of pure devotees about the character and activities of pure devotees. Pure devotees always think within their hearts of the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead, who awards his devotees liberation. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, can I request Jai Mataji to read the purport, please?
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. Transcendental students are those who undergo great penance in being trained by hearing the Vedas from a bona fide spiritual master. Not only must they hear about the activities of the Lord, but they must also hear about the transcendental qualities of the devotees who are constantly thinking of the lotus feet of the Lord within their hearts. A pure devotee of the Lord cannot be separated from the lotus feet of the Lord for even a moment. Undoubtedly, the Lord is always within the hearts of all living creatures, but they hardly know about it because they are deluded by the illusory material energy. The devotees, however, realize the presence of the Lord, and therefore they can always see the lotus feet of the Lord within their hearts. Such pure devotees of the Lord are as glorious as the Lord. They are, in fact, recommended by the Lord as more worshipable than He Himself. Worship of the devotee is more potent than worship of the Lord. It is therefore the duty of the transcendental students to hear of pure devotees as explained by similar devotees of the Lord, because one cannot explain about the Lord or his devotees um, unless one happens to be a pure devotee himself. Hare Krishna. That's the end, is it, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much.
Jai. Okay, so thank you, Mataji. So here, Lord Shiva, he speaks to Mother Parvati about the devotees of the Lord and about the worship. Aradhananam sarvesham Vishnu Aradhanam param. Out of all worships, Vishnu Aradhana is the param, is transcendental. Tasmat parataram Devi, Tasmat parataram Devi, Tadiyanam samachanam. O Mother, O Parvati, better than that, Tadiyanam samachanam, and devotees who are worshipping the Lord, Tadiyanam samachanam, that is the best. So, it's the Lord Shiva's statement. So here, again, it is Lord Shiva is Vaishnavanam Yatashambhu. He is the greatest of all the Vaishnavas. So in such a way, he is also indirectly mentioning, you could also take shelter of me. That is the mood, because he is also pure Vaishnava. And Mother Parvati is always hearing Krishna Katha from Lord Shiva. Okay, but that is the only one. But many people they approach Lord Shiva for materialistic benefits. But here Lord Shiva is the Vaishnava, pure Vaishnava. Devotees they have to approach to hear Krishna Katha like Mother Parvati. So coming to purport, Srila Prabhupada mentions here, transcendental students are those who undergo great penance in being trained by hearing the Vedas from a bona fide spiritual master. This one, we have seen that out of the four ashramas, Brahmacharya ashrama, the disciple, he goes through the different kinds of stages. One is Savitram, Prajapatyam, Brahmam, Ata Bruhattada. Savitriam, Prajapatyam, Cha Brahmam, Cha Ata Bruhattada. These are the austerities and penances that a brahmacharya, a disciple who is a student who is learning. Savitram, he takes the once the initiation, that is Dvijasamskara, taking the sacred thread. Savitram, Prajapatyam goes under following rules and regulations for 1 year, that is called Prajapatyam, and then Brahmamcha, he also studies the Vedas. He studies the Vedas, Brahmamcha Ata Bruhattada, and then if he is able to maintain celibacy for throughout the life, then that is the topmost, like the Narada Muni, four Kumaras. So here, during that time, they have been trained by hearing the Vedas from a bona fide spiritual master. And he further says, not only must they hear about the activities of the Lord, but they must also hear about the transcendental qualities of the devotees who are constantly thinking of the lotus feet of the Lord within their hearts. It is not only about the Lord, it is also about the devotees of the Lord. Devotees of the Lord constantly thinking, because Lord is always with the devotees. Lord is always with the devotee. In one of the statements, like Prithu Maharaj, he mentions, Lord does not get separated from the devotees and also the Brahmanas. They're always thinking of Ye Tatvadiya Charanam Bhuja Kosha Gandham Jigranti Karna Vivahi Srivatanitam Bhakta Gruhita Charanaha Charana Pumsam. So there, this is again Lord Brahma statements. So in the ninth chapter, he also speaks the same statement. Ye tvadiya charanam bhujakosha gandham jigranti karna vivrehi srivatanitam bhaktya gruhita charanaya bhaktya gruhita, what is that shloka comes? Bhaktya gruhita charana parayacha tesham napaishinada hrudayam burhatva pumsam. So he never separated from the heart of the devotee of the Lord, devotee of that devotee. Lord will never be separated from the heart of a devotee. He's always staying there because he hears Jigranti Karna Vivrehi Srivatanitam Bhaktya Gruhita Charanaha Parayachatesham Napaishinada Hrudayam Amburhat Swapumsam. So that is Brahma statements 395. Similarly, Prithu Maharaj also, he mentions when he is speaking to his subjects, my dear subjects. So, the Supreme Lord, he is always inclined towards his devotees and Brahmanas. That's why, if you take the shelter of those devotees, and you will also receive the benedictions of the Lord, blessings of the Lord. And then after glorifying the devotees, I wanted to bear that dust of the feet of those devotees on top of my head. So that will purify me all the time. It will purify me all the time. So here, when he says those things, one must hear uh, about how glorious those devotees are. How glorious those devotees are. He also mentions one of the statement. So, mm, sorry. So Prithu Maharaj mentions those devotees, they go through the um, titikshaya, with so many transcendent qualities, titikshaya, and then titikshaya, tapasa vijhayacha, dedipyamani ajita devatanam, dedipyamani ajita devatanam. Ajita devatanam is the devotees of the Lord. Dedipyamani, they're all effulgent. They're all effulgent. So he mentions that one should not go and disturb those devotees. One should not go and disturb those devotees. They're all Prabhaven Mahariddibihi. They're always powerful enough. Majadu Tejaha Prabhaven Mahariddibihi Titikshaya Tapasa Vijaya Cha Dedipyamanya Ajita Devatanam Kule Swayam Rajukulat Vijanam. Kule Swayam Rajukulat Vijanam. And in such a way he mentions Teshamaham Pada Saroja Renum Aryavahayadi Kiritamayuhu Yam Nitchida Bibrata Asupapam Nasyati Amam Sarvaguna Bhajanti. Nasyati Amam Sarvaguna Bhajanti. This is the statements of I want to bear that dust of those feet of the devotees of the Lord. Teshamaham Pada Saroja Renum Ajavaheyadi Kiritamayuhu. I wanted to put. Same statement, Lord, whenever four Kumaras, he went to the four Kumaras visited the Vaikuntha planet. During that time, Lord also mentions, uh, saying that I am always wearing the dust of the feet of my devotees. And who would not dare? Vipram Sukona Vishetha Yadarhadambaha. So he says that Esham Jhabarmi Aham Akanda Vikunta Yoga Maya Vibhuti Ramlangi Raja Kiritaihi Vipram Sukona Visheta Yadarhadambaha Sajjaha Punati Sahachandra Lalama Lokan. Okay, this is again Lord says to the four Kumaras. I keep the dust of the feet of the devotees on my head. Directly, Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he speaks to the four Kumaras. This is we prompts and who from the feet of the lotus feet of the Lord, Ganges emanates, and that Ganges is worn by Lord Shiva on top of his head, which is purifying upper planet systems, Punati Lokan Ubhyatra Saishan. It purifies all the planets along with Lord Shiva. That which the Ganges emanates from the lotus feet of the Lord. That Lord, he wears the dust of those devotees of the Lord on top of his head. How beautiful it is, the glories of the devotees. Because the devotees, sadhavo hridayam mahyam sadhunam hridayam tvaham madanyatya najhananti naham tebhyo managapi. I do not know anyone except my devotees. My devotees do not know except myself. This is the intimate relationship between the devotees and the Lord. They are always constantly thinking of the lotus feet of the Lord. That's why a pure devotee of the Lord cannot be separated from the Lord, lotus feet of the Lord for even a moment. Even for a moment. Okay? It takes so much. All the devotees, all the Mahajanas, which are mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam, they're all always like that. Shruddhyatena smaranti atitaram premishamatyam ye chanutaha suhृद्गृहवित्तधाराः ये त्वब्जनाभ भवदीय पदारविन्द सौगन्धलुब्ध हृदयेषु कृतप्रसङ्गाः. Dhruv Maharaj mentions in his prayers, Saugandhalubdha Hridayeshu Krita. Their hearts are blossoming with so Saugandhalubdha Hridayeshu Krita. Their hearts. This is the Krishna Katha emanates from their hearts. Again, Prit Maharaj, Mahatmanta Hridayat Bukachito. Vidastva Karnaita Meshami Varaha. In order to hear those devotees, I wanted to have thousands of years, Ayutam, 10,000 years to hear from those devotees. So undoubtedly, the Lord is always within the hearts of all living entities, but they hardly know about it because they are deluded by the illusory material energy. So he is in the Yatsanubhande Sadehagehe Mamahamityuradhuragrahanam Pumsam Sudorum Vastopuryam Bhajematate Bhagwan Padabjam. Demigod's prayer. Lord even though is in the heart of all living entities, but who are thinking that this is me and this is my home like that. For them, though Lord is in the heart of all living entities, He is far away from them. Pumsam Sudorum Vastopi Puriyam Yatsanubhande Sadehagehe Mamahamityuradhuragrahanam Pumsam Sudoram Vasitopi Puriyam Bhajematate Bhagwan Padabjam. That's why Aham Mama Abhiman Uttaihi Kamalo Vadivihi Malaihi. Kapil Bhagavan says that that's why one has to come out from Aham Mameti. Aham Mama Abhiman Uttaihi Kamalo Vadivihi Malaihi. Vitaraga Manashuddham Adhukkam Asukum Samam. And Devhuti Mataji, she inquires about uh, about this Ahamameti thing. Yo Agraha Ahamameti iti ye tasmin yojithasvaya. I am now bewildered by the external energy of the of your energy, O Kapila, my dear son. it is all your energy. Likewise, she admits, though she is pure devotee, she admits. But here, who thinks aham mama? It is me and it is mine. Yadda dhruvani dosya sanubhandasi dhurmatihi. Dhruvani manyate mohan gurhakshetra vasunicha. For all those people who thinks it is my home, everything, everything is bewilderment, deluded by the external or illusory material energy. For them, the Lord is in the heart of those living entities. He is very far and they hardly know. The devotees, however, realize the presence of the Lord and therefore they can always see the lotus feet of the Lord within their hearts. That's why they Krishna Tvadiya Pada Pankaja Panjarantam Adhyaiva Me Vishitu Manasaraja Hamsaha Prana Prayana Samaye Kapavadu Pittaihi Kantavarodana Vidhu Smaranam Kudaste. Likewise, uh, Mukundamala Stotra says, Kulashekara Alvar. So, Krishna Tvadiya Pada Pankaja Panjarantam Adhyaiva Me Vishitu Manasaraja Hamsaha. Keep my mind always at your lotus feet. Your lotus feet is the Padapankaja Panjarantam. It is a cage. So lock this my Manasa Rajahamsa. Lock this mind, my mind, in the cage of your lotus feet. We do not know where this mind will go away. Just lock within the cage. We do not know what happens during the prana prayana samaye kapavata pittaihi. During the traveling from this material body and to out of this material body, what happens? We do not know. So I wanted this mind to be captured in the cage of your lotus feet. Kantavarodana vidau smaranam kutaste. Because during the time Kantavarodana, Krishna says that Antakale Chumam eva smaran muktva kalevaram. Whoever is remembering me at the end of their life, they will attain me. But I do not know whether I will be able to remember or not. That's why he wanted that mind to think of always the lotus feet of the Lord. Nityam Tvacharana Aravinda Yugala Dhyanam Swadinam. All the time. Nityam Tvacharana Aravinda Yugala. So he wanted to think of those lotus feet all the time. That is the devotees. Such pure devotees of the Lord are as glorious as the Lord. They are in fact recommended by the Lord as more worshipable than he himself. This is Tadyanam Samachanam. Tadyanam Samachanam. Devotees are. That's why whenever a spiritual master comes, all devotees they run. Some devotees they do not know anything about much philosophy, but still they go, oh, spiritual master is coming. But still, this is called Ajnana Sukriti. Ajnana Sukriti. Whenever devotees are coming, one has to go and approach spiritual master, stay nearer to the spiritual master, render some service. So that's why this Guruvastakam, Guru Vandana, these are all are there, glorifying the spiritual masters. All Shastra says that be with the pure devotees of the Lord. They are glorious as the Lord. Srila Prabhupada was also asked. Also, he instructed to his disciples. But if anyone is posing himself as the God, you need to reject. But later on, Prabhupada mentioned to his disciples, you need to treat the spiritual master as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, then there were many questions. Later, Srila Prabhupada explained from our Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Okay, then they were all pacified with those answers. So here Lord He Himself recommends to worship the devotees of the Lord. So it is therefore the duty of the transcendental students to hear of pure devotees as explained by similar devotees of the Lord, because one cannot explain about the Lord or his devotees unless one happens to be a pure devotee himself. If you ask me, I am living in a house where, along with my father and mother, I know more about my father. Though I may not know more about my father, but I am the best person to speak about my father as a son. I cannot hear from my neighbors about the Lord, my father. In the similar way, the way I know, but other people who are not devotees of the Lord, who are not engaged in the worship of Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, they do not know anything. It is only the pure devotees. They know practically how their father loves them, how he always protects. That's why children they have got more confidence on their parents, especially the mother. As soon as there are so many dangers, as soon as the baby in the lap of a mother, and she feels so much safe, the security is there. Likewise, as long as devotees are always in the devotional service, they know how much safe they are because Lord always protects them. Okay, so these are all Vedic injunctions under Srimad Bhagavatam. So, because one cannot explain the Lord or his devotees unless one happens to be a pure devotee himself. Okay, likewise, Prabhupada is very nicely explaining. There are so many glories of it. Okay, so here Vidura is glorifying the devotees. Sutasya pumsam suchirasramasya nanvanjasa suribihi idito addaha tattad gunana shravanam mukunda padharavindam hridayeshu yesham. Padharavindam hridayeshu yesham. So can we all recite this shloka and follow the devotees line by line? Srutasya pumsam suchirasramasya
Shrutasya pumsam suchira shramasya
नन्वञ्जसा सूरिभिः ईडितो अर्धः
Vanjasa suribhiridito idito arthaha
तत्तद्गुणानुश्रवणं मुकुन्द
Tattat Gunanushravanam Kunda
Mukunda
पादारविन्दं हृदयेषु येषाम्.
पादारविन्दं
Hridayeshu
Shri
Okay, so these words like Shrutasya Pumsam Suchirasramasya Nanvanjasa we combine this
Nandanjasa
नन्मञ्जसा
Nanvanjasa Suribihi Idito Arthaha
सुरिभिः इदितो अर्थः
तत्तद्गुणानुश्रवणं मुकुन्द
गुणानुश्रवणं मुकुन्द
पादारविन्दं हृदयेषु येषाम्.
Arvindam
पादारविन्दं हृदयेषु येषाम्
Okay, we shall recite. Sutasya pumsam suchirasramasya
सुतस्य
Tasya
पुंसां
pumsam suchira shramasya
nanvanjah suribihi idito ardham
Nanvanjasa
Nanvanjasa
suribhihi
Subhihi
idito arthaha
तत्तद्गुणानुश्रवणं मुकुन्द
तत्तद्गुणानुश्रवणं
Shravanam Mukunda
पादारविन्दं हृदयेषु येषाम्.
Padarvindam
Adarabindam
Hridayeshu
Hridayeshwesham
Again. Srutasya pumsam suchirasramस्य
Tasya
सुतस्य
pumsam
Sita
पुंसां
suchira
Puncham
shramasya
Sachira Swamasya
नन्वञ्जसा सूरिभिः ईडितो अर्धः
Nanvanjasa
नन्मञ्जसा
Nanvanjasa
suribhihi idito
Subhihi
arthaha
Idito Dhartaha
तत्तद्गुणानुश्रवणं मुकुन्द
तत्तद्गुणानुश्रवणं मुकुन्द
Tatgunam
पादारविन्दं हृदयेषु येषाम्.
पादारविन्दं हृदयेषु
Hridayesham.
Very beautiful. Can I request you to take a turn to recite? Meena Mataji, would you like to go first?
हरे कृष्ण सुतस्य पुंसां सुचिरश्रमस्य नानां जसा सुरभि इति सुरभि इति तोर्थ अर्थ तत्तत् गुणानुश्रवणं मुकुन्द पादारविन्दं हृदयेषु येषाम्.
Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Usha Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, thank you. Srutasya pumsam sruchirasramasya nanvanjasa suripihi idito ataha tattat gunanusavanam mukunda padaravinda hridayesu yesam. Hare Krishna, thank you.
Very beautiful. Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Gauranga Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Okay. Sutasya pungsam suchirasramasya nanvanjasa suraviridito artha tataduguna nusranam mukunda padaravinda hridaye suisam. Hare Krishna.
Very beautiful. Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Jai Mataji, please.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. Shrutasya pumsam suchira shramasya nanvanjasa surabhir idito arthaha tat gunanushravanam mukunda padaravindam hridayeshu yesham. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Sita Sundari Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam to all devotees. Shritusya pumsam shuchirasramasya nanvanjasa subira iti tarita tattat gunam sravanam mukunda padaravindam hridayeshu esham.
Very beautiful. Very nice. Would you like to read the translation as well, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Persons who hear from a spiritual master with great labor and for a long time must hear from the mouth of pure devotees about the characters and activities of pure devotees. Pure devotees always think within their hearts of the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead, who awaits his devotees' liberation. Hare Krishna.
Mataji? Okay, it is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Again, Mukunda, Lord gives liberation easily. Muktin dadade karichet smana bhakti yogam. Lord may not give devotional service to that much easily. He gives only to his pure devotees. For other people, they may be liberated, but not love and devotion. Only for who had surrendered with love. Okay, this is Srutasya pumsam suchirasramasya nanmanjasa surividihi idito addaha tattad gunanu shravanam mukunda padarindam pareshu yesham. Very beautiful Mataji is singing a different tune, so beautiful tune. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Because that tune, it needs a little bit of time, but when we are in a bit of hurry, we just reduce those tunes and then come to the straight. Sudasi sam suchirasramasya nanvanjasuribihi ritu addaha. But the beautiful tune, it needs a little bit of patience and time. Then it will come so beautiful.
Prabhuji, your tune is always nectarian. So it's very beautiful.
So this slokas, Uttama shlokas, the best of the slokas from Srimad Bhagavatam.
Yes. And how do you pronounce it is also very nice. Beautiful.
Yes, Mataji. So mangoes are sweet. It doesn't matter whatever the shape it is. It will always give some beautiful sweet nectar.
Haribol.
We've got Asha Mataji as well. Asha Mataji, would you like to recite this shloka, Mataji? Okay. Srutasya pumsam suchirasramasya
Sudasthya pumsa sushira sorry, brother,
ramasya
again. Sramya
suchirasramasya
Srusra Sramashya
nanvanjasa suribihirito ardha
Nana Anyashi Shurabir. Sorry, from my eyesight also not clear. Idido Raha
ardha
Addaha
tattadgunanu shravanam mukunda
Tattat Guna Shuravaram Mugunda
padarabindam hridayeshu yesham.
Padaravindam Hridayeshu Yesham
Again, Mataji. Srutasya pumsam suchirasramasya
Sridashya Pumsam Sushirosramashya
nanvanjasa suribihirito ardha
Nanvanja Suribiri Idito Dattaha
tattadgunanu shravanam mukunda
Tattat Kunanudshranam Shravanam Muhunda
padarabindam hridayeshu yesham.
Padaravindam Hridayeshu Yesham.
Would you like to try, Mataji?
You want me to try, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Shrudashya Pumsam Sushirosramashya Nanva Anchasha Shurupir Iditorattaha Tattat Kunanu Shravanam Muhunda Padaravindam Hridayeshu Yesham. A bit hard for me.
Okay, Mataji. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. We shall move to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. Okay, this is letter to bank. Okay, letter to Advaita. April 17th, 1971, Bombay. Okay, Asha Mataji, would you like to read this letter, Mataji?
Okay. My dear Advaita, please accept my blessings. I hope everything is going on very well with you, your good wife and child and ISKCON press. I have not heard from you in some time, but I am sure that you are steadily advancing in Krishna's transcendental service. I have written, as you know, to Dai Nippon regarding the printing of Bhagavad Gita as it is, but I do not know what is the actual position of the manuscript. Neither I know whether you want to print this book with Dai Nippon or on ISKCON Press. In San Francisco, the Indians wanted to pay $20,000 for the printing cost. So, what is the position now? Are the pictures ready? The index, Sanskrit, and English editing, the missing purports, layout, composition, etc. Please let me know the right information by return post. You know how much I am anxious to see this enlarged edition of Bhagavad Gita as it is printed, and also we are being requested for this book from all parts of the world. So everybody is also anxious. Hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Any takeaway points, Mataji, from this letter?
Srila Prabhupada was writing this letter for Prabhu Advaita. So he's asking his well-being about his and his child, and also about the ISKCON press. So Prabhupada hadn't heard from him for a long time, so he wanted to find out how is the printing business going on. So is he was he asking? I think he was asking, is he printing with ISKCON press or the Dai Nippon? So he's asking which one he wanted to choose to print the Bhagavad Gita as it is. And in San Francisco, America, some Indians wanted to pay $20,000 for the cost. So he's asking whether the pictures are ready in Sanskrit, English editing, missing purpose, layout, composition, etc. Are they everything ready to start printing? That's why I know. He asking Prabhu to send a letter back to him about all the information so far, what happening in there. So Srila Prabhupada was so anxious to see this edition of enlarged book of Bhagavad Gita as it is, because everybody asking, and all over the world people are needing it. So he has to distribute this enlarged Bhagavad Gita books. So he was anxiously waiting for Prabhu's reply, and he's giving his blessing at last. That's all I understood, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare
Okay,
Krishna.
very nicely summarized. Okay, any other comments, dear devotees?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Here, Prabhupada emphasized always about the books, and he mentioned that from the books is the source of all knowledge, and that is why he emphasized about the books. And can you remind me the name, like when Krishna was leaving this world at that time, who asked Krishna that how will get your association, or how without you how the world will uh, go on? So Krishna told at that time that I will be as in the form of Bhagavatam. Who was
This is Sutta Goswami says in the
yes,
third chapter of
Bhagavatam.
yes, Mataji.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji.
Puranarko advinoditaha.
Yes. So
कृष्णे
that is
सुदामोपगते धर्मज्ञानादिभिः सह करुणसदृशामेष पुराणार्को अधुनोदितः कृष्णे स्वदामो उपगते. Okay, let me just share that shloka.
place. Very nice.
So in the first chapter, these questions they have asked that one. Bruhi Yogeshware Krishne Brahmanya Dharma Varmani. What is that one? This one, the question is Bruhi Yogeshware Krishne Brahmanya Dharma Varmani Swam Kasta Madhnope Dharma Kam Sharanam Gatha. Where does this religious principles have gone for shelter? Since the master of all mystic yogis, the absolute truth, he has departed for his own abode. Please tell us whom the religious principles have now gone for shelter. So then the answer for this question comes from Krishne Sudamopagate Dharmajnanadivisaha Kalo Nashtadrushamesha Puranarko Adinoditaha. Would you like to read the translation?
Yes, Prabhuji. The Bhagavatam Purana is as brilliant as the sun, and it has arisen just after the departure of Lord Krishna to his own abode. accompanied by religion, knowledge, etc. Persons who have lost their vision due to the dense darkness of ignorance in the age of Kali shall get light from this Purana. Very well.
Mataji.
The part as well, Prabhuji.
Yes, yes, Mataji.
Okay, it's okay if you want. Lord Sri Krishna has his eternal dhama or abode, where eternally enjoys himself with his eternal associates and paraphernalia, and his eternal abode is a manifestation of his internal energy, whereas the material world is a manifestation of his external energy. When he descends to the material world, he displays himself with all paraphernalia in his eternal potency, which is called Atma Maya. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that he descends by his own potency, Atma Maya. His form, name, fame, paraphernalia, abode, etc. are not therefore creations of matter. He descends to reclaim the fallen souls to reestablished courts of religion which are directly enacted by him. Except for God, no one can establish the principles of religion. Either he or a suitable person empowered by him can dictate the course of religion. Real religion means to know God, our relation with him, and our duties in relation with him, and to know ultimately our destination after leaving this material body. The conditioned souls who are interrupted by the material energy hardly know all these principles of life. Most of them are like animals engaged in eating, sleeping, fearing, and mating. They are mostly engaged in sense gratification, sense enjoyment under the pretensions of religiosity, knowledge, or salvation. Religiosity, knowledge, or salvation. They are still more blind in the present age of quarrel or Kali Yuga. In the Kali Yuga, the population is just a royal addition of the animals. They have nothing to do with spiritual knowledge or godly religious life. They are so blind that they cannot see anything beyond the jurisdiction of the subtle mind, intelligence, or ego. But they are very much proud of their advancement in knowledge, science, and material prosperity. They can risk their lives to become a dog or hog just after leaving the present body, for they have completely lost sight of the ultimate aim of life. The personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, appeared before us just a little prior to the beginning of Kali Yuga, and he returned to his eternal home practically at the commencement of Kali Yuga. When he was present, he exhibited everything by his different activities. He spoke the Bhagavad Gita specifically and eradicated all pretentious principles of religiosity. And prior to his departure from his material world, he empowered Sri Vedabhasha, Vasudev, through Narada to compile the message of the Srimad Bhagavatam. And thus both the Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam are like torch bearers for the blind people of this age. In other words, if men in this age of Kali want to see the real light of life, they must take to these two books only, and their aim of life will be fulfilled. Bhagavad Gita is the preliminary study of the Bhagavatam, and study of the Bhagavatam, and Srimad Bhagavatam is the summon bonum of life, Lord Krishna personified. We must therefore accept Srimad Bhagavatam as the direct representation of Lord Krishna. One who can see Srimad Bhagavatam can see Bhagavatam can see also Lord Krishna in person. They are identical. Hare Krishna. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
So beautiful. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Very beautiful. Yes, Mataji. We are in the letter, Mataji.
Yeah, that is why Krishna himself, like before departure, he mentioned that he will be as the form of Bhagavatam, and many devotees, in fact, who came in Krishna consciousness, who had no like family background, any religious background, they became Krishna consciousness by reading the books of Prabhupada. So it is very valuable and very important for the consciousness of Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, for very beautifully explaining. Okay, any other comments, dear devotees? Jai Mataji.
No, Prabhuji, I haven't. Mataji has made us so much aware of what we should be doing, and by that reading that purport as well. And you tell us all the time that, read Bhagavad Gita every day, one verse and one verse of Bhagavatam. So, yeah, it's so, but I just find everything is so beautiful. You want to read this, you want to read that, and it's just, I don't know, it's so beautiful, but it's that time. I definitely do try and find some time, but I feel like, there's so much to learn. And by reading, I think we'll fall in love. That's the aim, isn't it? That's the goal. We need to be loving, fall in love with Krishna.
Yes. Idam Bhagavatam Nam Puranam Brahma Samitam Uttama Shlok Charitam Chakar Bhagavan Rishihi Nishresaya Lokas Dhanyam Swastaye Namahant. It is the incarnation of the Lord. Here itself it is mentioned in the previous shlokas, I think. The literary incarnation. Srimad Bhagavatam is the literary incarnation of God, and it is compiled by Srila Vyasadeva, incarnation of God. It is meant for the ultimate good of all people, and it is all successful, all blissful, and all perfect. Thank you, Mataji. Any other comments, dear devotees? Okay, so and also when we are buying these books, we need to make sure these books comes for life. So Prabhupada is anxious to see this enlarged edition of Bhagavad Gita as it is printed, and also book needs to be standard not small book, pocket books like that. So have a big standard version so that you can read properly, nicely in your own mother tongue, where you can more have deeper understandings, which is dearer to the heart. In your mother tongue and very large letters where you feel more comfortable. That book comes for life. Okay, whenever we buy those books like Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, so those should be like that.
And like, everything is like when you go to book distribution, that everything is electronic, like and can find every on like laptop or mobile, everything. So it's difficult to give somebody and they just said, okay, we have electronic and we can read from there.
So when we're reading online thing, it is just only for so like this devotees
And
come together on the sanghas, online sanghas, or any lectures. During that time, one may, but actually we need to have the books with us. That is Lord's mercy. Otherwise, if we have phone and all those things, this is also all right. But having book in hand, its potency is different.
yeah, no, but when we do the book distribution at that time also other other person was not willing to take, and because everything is online and it's so difficult to give book like. And as you said, like if you give just the free books, they will not take sometimes value and then just throw it away. So we just ask for like some Lakshmi, like in order for them also it's good if they give in return. But it's because now it's online, it's so difficult to give out.
Yes, Mataji.
At the time, I don't know what to say and how you can explain.
So because Lord is in the heart, if you see Lord in the heart, that is one thing we may recognize sometimes or we may not recognize. But Lord in front of you, like as a deity, you would always see with your eyes. Likewise, the books are also like that, online and also the physical book.
And how we can explain, how you can convince when they said online, how you can ask, make them to take what we have to say. Like, you can have any suggestion?
So these books, we have got so many other novels and all those things. So these are all called asadgraha. But if we keep this one, it would purify the home. It would purify the home. That is one thing we can say. I mean, not we can. These are what I'm contemplating. It would purify your home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they are also like not devotee self. They are also non-devotee if you are trying to give someone. Like, yeah, and you can say like that. Yeah, that is good words.
Yeah, you have got so many books. Why don't you have this one, even though it may, if you, it may not be for you, or maybe for someone in your home. It would help on one particular day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
Nonam Daivena Yet Achyuta Katha Sudham. The Kapil Bhagavan says, Nonam Daivena Vihita Yet Achyuta Katha Sudham. Hitva Shrunanti Asadghatam. Purishima Vidbhujaha. People, they read so many other things, it's keeping the nectarine pastimes of the Lord aside. They hear Asadgataha. Just like they're compared like hogs. Purishima Vidbhujaha. Hogs take pleasure in eating stools like that. They read this other non-Krishna consciousness things. Hitva Shrunutam Asadgataha. Asadgataha. They're compared. But when we have these books kept in the home, at least once in their lifetime, many people they have changed their lives. Sometimes they may come and hear for some time, but yadruchaya cha upasrunoti say sakrud. Even the little bit if they hear from the devotees and they have gone home and then forgot about it. And if they see the book again, then they will revive reading those things and then contemplate on those things, what they have heard previously or what is in that book, and then they will read more and more. Smritim punarvismrita tattvatmanam kuyoginam no visarati alamvaraihi. It is, they will again remember revive their consciousness. That they are not the body, they are the spirit soul, and then establish the relationship. Okay, so these many things Prabhupada stresses on the book distribution.
Like
Yeah, Prabhuji, I like to add little bit that, yeah, when we touch the book, the feelings is different. When you will take the book in your hand, you will open the pages. It's a different feelings. It's not same as ebook. So that is why it's always different. Normal material books also. So and as it is spiritual book, and books, the book is God Himself. So that is the feelings, and faith is like established. Without faith, nobody will be convinced. That is the main thing also.
Yes, very, very beautiful point, Mother. Yes, the feelings is entirely different. When we hold with our hands, we are holding the Lord.
Yeah, we touch, we pay obeisance, we touch on our forehead. So this is a ritual maybe, but still there is significance.
Yes, Mother. Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare. Any other comments? Asha Mataji? Asha Mataji? Okay. Usha Mataji? Any comments, Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dhanyavad. No, Prabhu, we just discussing about so nice topic about the Krishna, and then what the Smriti Mataji was saying so beautifully about that. And the book, yes, the physical, like holding the books, that Mataji said, is make you feel a bit different. But yes, so sometimes they're convinced now it's all digital. So everybody wants to have that digital whenever you can. It's easy to open. But at home, when you keep the book, it makes you so feel different when you open the book and Srimad Bhagavatam. So give it a different feeling. Yes, so nice Prabhu, you explained that verse when we learn or just read today in Srimad Bhagavatam about that. So beautiful verse, Prabhu. Try to memorize that, maybe. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay. Meena Mataji?
No, I'm just saying, like, as Mataji was reading that purport about just now, like, materialists want to be, like, don't mind to be a hoax or like dog or whatever, but they are still, but if they get association, then they can, like, change, and it's worth to make giving the association also. It's very important, but I don't know how you can give association as well to other, so they can, like, at least, like, don't get that body or, but
The giving association, maybe just, for example, giving some kind of prasadam to them. So at least we'll have a few words, few seconds or few moments while giving the prasadam. So it's a one thing.
sorry, is it?
So giving prasadam to any new people or neophytes, a little bit of prasadam, at least while giving prasadam, we'll have a conversation. We give few moments of association. Like devotees, they give dry nuts and dry fruits like as a prasadam thing.
That's why. Yeah, when we go to street book distribution at street, they give you like cookies and like that is.
Yeah, that is one way. Yes, Mata.
Yeah, so it's very important to give association, but for them to just give something and then. But like you can talk, but like me, so it's still difficult to convince or.
It's so purity is the only force, and the conviction and the force is our purity. It is nothing else. We live in that way. Whatever we read and whatever Krishna says, we live in that way practically. It is not a hypocrisy. So some people they don't follow and they will come and tell everyone that you follow, do this, you do this, all those things like that. That is not the devotees thing. But devotees, whatever they have been living with, performing austerities and penances, purity. Purity is the force that will act. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so we shall move on to that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter and from announcements point of view. So today is Sunday, we don't have any evenings except the japa session at 6:30 p.m. Okay, and apart from that, and the devotees again is a kind gentle reminder in the website, in the Veda base, it is mentioning, they're also mentioning to us, Happy Akshaya Tritiya is a especially auspicious day for giving in charity. Greatest gift we can offer is spiritual knowledge. So please share the online Veda base with as many people as you can. And also they're giving and donate option. And we have got Jagannath Rath Yatra planned in the West Bengal. That Vrindavan Das Prabhuji is conducting. So just in case if you are trying to contribute, tomorrow is the auspicious day. Okay, so
In India, they are celebrating today, some of them.
Akshaya Tritiya, Mataji? Possibly, Mataji. So because Vidya, Tadiya, they both are falling on the same day. Possibly they might be celebrating in India.
Yeah,
But in UK, it is tomorrow, Monday.
So Akshaya Tritiya means whatever you give, they become Akshay. Never get destroyed.
Yes. Okay, so there are again 9 different kinds of events have been described. Okay, 9 different things. So out of those things are the first one is the Lord Parashurama, he has appeared, and the same day Ganges River also came to this earth, and the starting of the Treta Yuga, and Sudama has met Krishna on the same day, Akshaya Tritiya day. And the Pandavas, they have got the Akshaya Patra from the sun god. That is fifth event. Sixth event is Vyasadeva has started writing Mahabharata. That is today. And one more event, Adi Shankaracharya, he has also written Kanakadhara Stotra today. And Lord Kuvera, he has become the Lord of Wealth. That is today. And the appearance of Annapurna Devi is also today. 9 events are there.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, dear devotees, if you have got any updates, kindly share. Otherwise, we shall move to the Ramayana. Okay, so now we go back to the Treta Yuga. So we are in the Treta Yuga along with Ramachandra, Lakshmana, Hanuman, and all in the Kishkinda. So where Sugriva has come to Ramachandra, bringing all his commanders to search for Sita Devi. So the troop leaders approached Sugriva and asked for his command. Sugriva took all of them and went again into Rama's presence. So one by one, he introduced the Vanara chiefs. They all bowed at Rama's feet. Sugriva concluded, and these warriors are righteous, brave, and powerful. They can move on land, water, and through the air. They have conquered fatigue and are famous for their exploits. All of them have arrived bringing thousands and millions of followers. O Rama, these Vanaras are ready to do your bidding. Please give your command. Okay, and as soon as Sugriva mentioned to Ramachandra stood up and embraced Sugriva. It must be ascertained whether or not Sita is still alive. O noble one, find out where Ravana's land is located. Once we have this information, we shall then do what is necessary. Okay, so this is the statement in the last session we were discussing approximately in this area, in this paragraphs.
Wasn't it before this, Prabhuji?
Before this, Mataji?
Yeah, I think we stopped a bit earlier than this, no?
The millions of fierce monkeys warriors came to Kishkin, the earth vibrated. There all massive dust cloud rose up. Is it not, Mataji?
Because I remember Asha Mataji asking a question on the blue lotus. So we read that paragraph, I remember.
This one, Blue Lotus
She
full
asked a
bloom.
question.
Yes. Okay, then this is just one paragraph. Okay.
Yeah, I think somewhere. Yeah.
Okay, this Ram and Sugriva discussed for some time, planning how to make their search. Sugriva then left to meet his emissaries, who are returning with the troops they had gathered. Okay, so we shall read from here as well. Maybe we can take a turn for each devotee.
Prabhu, may I have a go first?
Mataji?
Can I read first, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji, please go on.
From where, Prabhu, to
Let me just, you can read from the page, Mataji, that is from Rama onwards. You can read this paragraph as well.
okay. Rama and Sugriva discussed from there, Prabhu, right? Okay, Rama was delighted and he looked like a blue lotus in full bloom. He embraced Sugriva tightly. It is no surprise that one of your caliber renders such good to his friends. With you by my side, I shall easily conquer my enemies. O Sugriva, you are my greatest well-wisher and are fit to help me in every way. Rama and Sugriva discussed for some time, planning how to make their search. Sugriva then left to meet with his emissaries who were returning with the troops they had gathered. As millions of fierce monkey warriors came to Kiskinda, the earth vibrated. A massive dust cloud rose up and veiled the sun. The trees shook, sending down showers of leaves and blossoms. The entire region for miles around became thickly populated by monkeys who looked like mountains. Some were golden hued like the rising sun, some were as red as copper, and some blue as the sky. Others were as white as the moon, and still others as blackish as thunder clouds. All of them, like great mountains, lions had frightening teeth and claws. The carry on, Prabhu, one paragraph. Okay. The troop leaders approached Sugriva and asked for his command. Sugriva took all of them and went again into Rama's presence. One by one, he introduced the Vanara chiefs, and they all bowed low at Rama's feet. Sugriva concluded, these warriors are righteous, brave, and powerful. They can move on land, water, and through the air. They have conquered fatigue and are famous for their exploits. All of them have arrived bringing thousands and millions of followers. O Rama, these Vanaras are ready to do your binding. Please give your command. Rama stood up and embraced Sugriva. It must be ascertained whether or not Sita still lies. O noble one, find out where Ravana's land is located. Once we have this information, we shall then do what is necessary. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Sir.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so we shall read it and then later on we will contemplate it. Okay, next page. Anyone is in rush to go anywhere else? They can take turn.
May I, Prabhuji?
Sit Sundari Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Next page, Mataji, please.
Sugriva then assigned 4 parties to search for 4 directions. He gave detailed description to the countries where they should look and then added, this search should be conducted only over the next month. Then you should return. Anyone returning after a month will be subject to death. Rama and his great purpose should be constantly remembered by all of you. May success be yours. Okay. Sugriva had asked Hanuman to assist Angada in leading the search party to the south. This was the direction where Ravana would most likely be found, as he had been seen flying that way the Sita. Sugriva spoke with Hanuman just before he left. There is nothing on the earth or in the heavens that can obstruct your movement. O valiant son of the wind god, you are no less than your great father in prowess. There is no created being on earth equal to you in strength and vigor. On you rests my main hope of finding Sita. Rama heard Sugriva speaking with Hanuman and he saw his eager expression. It was clear he was confident of success, as much as Sugriva was sure that his master would find Sita. Rama was overjoyed. He went to Hanuman and gave the monkey a ring inscribed with his name. Take this token, O jewel among monkeys, and show it to Sita. This will reassure her that I sent you. I feel sure you will soon see the princess. Haribol. Lord Ram ki jai.
Jai. Hanuman ki jai.
Jai. Yes.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, we shall come to the reflections at the end once we read it. Okay, very beautiful points have been discussed. Okay, anyone would like to read next page, please?
Can I?
Yes, Mataji.
Hanuman. Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hanuman took the ring and touched it to his head. He prostrated himself at Rama's feet and prayed for his blessing. Then, looking like the full moon surrounded by a galaxy of stars, he left with his party. The Vanaras and bears all left with great haste, shouting and howling, thundering and roaring, growling and shrinking. They ran in the 4 directions. The monkey chiefs cried out in different ways, I shall destroy Ravana and bring back Sita. Single-handed, I shall kill that demon and rescue Janaka's daughter, even from the fire of hell. I shall smash down tree, cleave great mountain, and churn up the ocean. I will certainly find the princess. I can leap across the sea a distance of 800 miles. I will bound up Mount Meru and enter the bowls of the earth until Sita is found. Hare Krishna. Sorry. While boasting of their power in these and other ways, the monkey gradually disappeared. After the monkey had left, Rama spoke to Sugriva. I was surprised to hear your extensive descriptions of this earth. How do you know it so well? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, shall also again continue with any other devotees and for the
Yes,
next page,
Prabhuji,
please.
can I?
Jagritana Mataji. Yes, Mataji, please.
Sugriva replied that he had seen every part of the world while running away from Vali. My angry brother chased me in all directions, he said, as I dashed away in fear. I saw every part of the wide earth as if it were the impression of calf hoof. With Wali always behind me, I ran with the tremendous speed. Finally, I remembered Matanga's course and came to the Rishya Mukha weapon, where upon Wali left me alone. Rama laughed to hear Sugriva. The two friends sat speaking together for some time. Then Sugriva left for Krishna Kinta to await the return of the search parties. Yeah, is somebody need to read or I read? Continue, Prabhuji.
You can read that paragraph as well.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. The monkeys dispatched by Sugriva began their search. They scanned cities, towns, and villages, scouring woods and forest. They climbed mountain and divide into lakes and rivers. They explored deep caverns and entered holes in the earth, going as far possible in the direction they were assigned. They scrupulously scrupulously searched everywhere for Ravana and Sita. Even after searching for searching for a month, however, they were not successful. One by one, the parties returned fearful to Sugriva. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji, giving me.
Okay, and we shall also read the next page of paragraphs. Anyone would like to read next page, please?
Hare Krishna.
Sorry, Mataji, please go ahead.
Oh no, Mataji, please do. I would.
No, I'll go after you, Mataji.
No,
please.
I'll just read one paragraph. You read the rest, then Mataji. Okay.
That's okay. Thank you, Mataji.
From the north came Satabali, disappointedly reporting his failure. Vinita returned from the east, also without success. From the west came Sushena, again without having discovered Sita's whereabouts. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. In the south, Hanuman and Angada and their party had travelled a great distance. The month had almost passed, and still there were no signs of Sita. They reached the plains surrounding the Vindhya mountains. It was a desolate region, full of caves and thick forest, waterless and uninhabited. The whole area had been rendered a wilderness by the curse of a sage many years previous who had been angered by his young son's death. Thousands of monkeys combed the entire terrain, penetrating more and more into the frightful area. They suddenly came upon a huge Rakshasa. Seeing the demon who looked like a hill, the monkeys stood with their loins tightly girded, ready to fight. The demon saw the monkeys and bellowed out, "You are gone." How much should I read, Prabhuji?
You read the paragraph, Mataji.
Angada thought the demon to be Ravana. He became enraged and rushed straight toward the roaring Rakshas. Who raised his massive hand to strike the monkey. Angada leapt high and dodged the blow. Swinging his powerful arm as he flew, the Vanara hit the Rakshasa on the head with his outstretched palm. The blow was tremendous, and the demon vomited blood and fell to the ground after examining the dead Rakshas and realizing that he was not Ravan. The monkeys continued their search. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, next page, please. Next 3 paragraphs. Asha Mataji.
Hare Krishna. The vast Vindhyan range was filled with innumerable caves. The monkeys systematically entered each and every one. They climbed every mountain and scoured all woods and groves. Gradually, they moved further and further south, not finding Ravana or Sita anywhere. They became more and more fatigued and disappointed. The month allotted by Sugriva passed, and still they had no clue as to where Sita had been taken. One day, where they were exhausted and racked by the thirst, they came upon the entrance to a huge cavern. They saw birds emerging from it and their wings dripping with water. The monkeys decided to enter the dark cave. They formed a long 8-mile chain to avoid getting lost. Bats shrieked and birds flew past them. Occasionally, the growl of a lion or tiger was heard. As they went deeper into the cave, they saw ahead of them a bright light. They moved quickly towards the light and came upon a huge open area brilliantly lit by thousands of shining golden trees. The trees were adorned with brightly colored flowers and leaves, and they bore fruits which shone like rubies and emeralds. The trees hemmed large lotus ponds of clear water filled with golden fish. The monkeys saw palaces of gold and silver set of cat's eye gems and covered with lattices of pearls. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, we shall also read next page. Gaurangi Mataji, are you available, Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Okay, read out.
So I need to read Prabhuji or something?
This Mataji from
Okay. On all sides were species, courses, and seats studied with various kinds of games. Mounts of gold and silver vessels lay here and there, as well as pills of colored jewels. There were collection of sandalwood and aloe wood carvings, as well as many first-class palanquins laying about. Piles of costly uh, ethereal textiles of index craveable beauty lay on the floor. Celestial food and drink of every kind was spread on gold tables, and there were dazzling heaps of gold everywhere. The monkeys were stunned by the sight, and they stood looking all around their mouths hanging open. Then they saw an eccentric lady clad in the black duck's skin sitting some distance from them. She shone uh, with yogic power as she sat in meditation. Hanuman approached her and respectfully inquired who she was and in whose cave they now found themselves. The woman's name was Swam Prabha. Swayam Prabha, and she explained that the cave and all its wonders had been created by Maya, the artistess of the celestial demons. He had lived there for some times, being finally slain by Indra for the sake of an Apsara whom Indra himself had coveted. The Apsara had lived in the cave with Swayam Prabha as her servant. She had now returned to heaven, leaving Swayam Prabha to her meditation. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, sorry for
Hare
mis-
Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Very beautiful
yeah,
again.
okay.
Next, Jay Mataji, would you like to read these three paragraphs, Mataji, and then later on, would you like to summarize, Mataji, please?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you. I'm reading till what to do?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. The ascetic lady gazed at the monkeys. She could understand that they were Rama's servants. She had seen Rama in her meditations and understood his divine identity. She was pleased to have the opportunity to serve Ram by entertaining his servants. The yogini gave the monkeys delicious food and drinks which invigorated them. As they ate, they told her of their mission. When they had finished eating, the hermitess asked them to close their eyes, and she would take them out of the cave. The monkeys complied, and in a moment they mysteriously found themselves again standing at the entrance to the cavern. Swayamprabha told them to continue their search and then took her leave, disappearing back inside. The monkeys stood outside the cave, amazed but refreshed from their celestial repast. They carried on vigorously, searching, and soon reached the southern ocean. Realizing that they had looked everywhere in the whole southern region without success, they fell prey to anxiety. It has now more than 6 weeks since they had left. It has now been more than 6 weeks since they had left. The monkeys were fearful of Sugriva's anger when they returned, and they sat together discussing what to do. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. So now, would you like to summarize, Mataji, what we have read so far?
Oh, yes, we have read quite a lot today. Is it possible to go up so I can? I think we started with how all the monkeys came together. Is that correct? With different mention of different colors and whatever. So I'll start from that point, whatever I can remember, Prabhuji. So here we see that Sugriva had sent for all the army to be gathered. And so he then, all the armies now are gathering. And so many different, the monkeys of different abilities, powers, energies, they are all coming together. So there is a mention of all the colors there. And from my understanding, I'm not sure, the colors probably represent what sort of things they are. They signify. So I think the mention of red means they have a lot of passion and a lot of energy and aggression, maybe, because we've seen in our in our the yugas as well, there are some avatars of the Lord. They are white, blue, red. Those are mentioned, golden. So I'm not too sure, Prabhuji. You might have to obviously help me in a lot of these. Then blue is more like calmness. So some monkeys may be very calm. They may think properly and not get agitated too much. Some monkeys are white. So they are like, they see things clearly. They are pure. Anyway, so different monkeys, different abilities, they all come together, and they all want to serve the Lord. And we see that if I can just relate to the times when we like Janmashtami festival that we do at the manor, here as well, there is a lot of planning that goes on. And again, people, all the devotees, all the volunteers with so many different abilities, they all come together, and they want to make the event a grand success. And it's only because of all the different abilities coming together that happens. Because if everybody had just the same ability, then it wouldn't be. So it's nice to have that variegatedness, that differences of abilities. So here Ram needed all those strengths, different strengths and powers of Vanaras to come. Then Sugriva, when all the leaders come, here it says Sugriva then took them to Ram. And he introduced them one by one to Ram, and they all take obeisances. So I was thinking here as well that the leaders could have come to Sugriva straight, and he could have then just given them orders himself. But he took them all to Ram, which shows he's very humble. He knows who's the leader, what he needs to do. He's like a devotee of the Lord, and his job was to go to the Lord and say, here we are at your command, please direct us. And this is what a true leader would do. Even in modern times as well, we see, like with the NHS background that I have, that I know in my trust, we have a CEO in the hospital. So the chief executive officer would then have a goal in his mind for the next 5-10 years. He would have a vision, and then he would then disseminate that. He would then tell all his managers how the future should be for that particular hospital, for that particular trust. And then the managers would then go to all the ward managers, the matrons. They would gather all they would have meetings with them. They would have gather all the nurses, people with abilities who have got different strengths. They would gather ideas, then they would go back to the CEO and say, this is the plan we've come up with, this is how we can save money, this is how we can look at the patients and improve the efficiency in this, that, and the other, and this is how people should work in an organization. So with Ram as well, with his mission of finding Sita, he really needed someone who, with leadership qualities, who could find all the people, beings with the different abilities. And so he could guide them as well, and he could empower them. And Sugriva was one such leader as well. He then, I think the next one is something about he tells them that you need to come, I'm giving you a month to go and find Sita. You go far and wide, all directions, and I'm giving you a month. If you don't come within a month, then there will be death. So here we can see Sugriva is really he's not being very harsh as such, but he's giving them a deadline, because if he thought that if he wouldn't give them a deadline, they would take ages. And already time had passed quite a lot because of monsoon, where over 4 months had gone by, and then another few weeks had gone by because he had forgotten. So now he's really suddenly come up. He's really being very decisive, and he's setting now the targets. He's giving them, saying, you now need to be doing things within such and such time, because this task is so important. We don't want to lose track. We don't want anyone to get lazy or complacent. So now he's coming more on board, and that as well. So I was thinking that in our life as well, sometimes we should also, when we take any responsibilities, we have to be serious. We should take that responsibility very seriously, and try and meet deadlines, and do them, rather than just forget about them. So yeah, and thinking about it as well, like we are all in this path together. We are all studying things together, so we have some sort of urgency as well, that we all want to uh, go to the stage where that prema comes. And how do we get to that prema? By reading a lot, by being in association with the devotees. So that we haven't got much time either, if you think about it. So we all have a duty as well, that we take our roles seriously about this. Then we see, I think Sugriva speaks to Hanuman, and he says, there are great faith in you. You can move heaven and earth. I think Sugriva and Hanuman had been brought up together. They were like friends. So even though Hanuman was like a servant as such, here he's like a minister in Sugriva's kingdom, but ideally they were like brought up together, and they were friends as well. And Sugriva knows of Hanuman's powers, and he's encouraging Hanuman that you are capable of so much. You can cross the oceans, you can move the mountains, you can as a toddler we see that Hanuman also tried to take the sun in his mouth. I think he thought it was a fruit. He was hungry, and he tried to eat. So he tried to put the sun in his mouth. He was that strong, and he could become big, he could become small. And then because the sun was in the mouth, I think all the rest of the world, they were like worried what is happening. So they all go and pray, and I think Indra also got very worried. I'm just talking a little bit of backdrop here, only because of to show how much strength Hanuman has. And then all the demigods, all the lords, they all come and they bless him, because I think initially they try and hurt Hanuman. So then the dad, the Vayu, got a bit protective of his son. And then all the other demigods come, and then they eventually bless Hanuman, and they bless him with so many boons. So this is why I think Hanuman had, because of all the boons he had, he was so strong. He could do so many things. He had Ashtasiddhis. So he had the speed, he had intelligence, he could become physically big, small, large. And above all, he was devoted. He was absolutely devoted to Ram. So we know of his strength and his powers. So Sugriva is identifying all that in Hanuman. So we see that in our organizations as well, that a true manager might find people and guide them, and he will see who is willing to work hard, who has got this ability and that ability, and he will gather them, and they will make that project work at work. So and same here as well. In ISKCON as well, we see that we have so many leaders who guide their disciples, and well, because they see them. So again, Hanuman here doesn't boast. He had forgotten, in fact, that he had all that powers. The reason he had forgotten he had all these powers was because when he was little, he used to get up to pranks. And I think some sages got a bit annoyed at him, and they made him forget. And they said that it's only when you would get reminded, then only you will remember, then only you will be able to display your strength. But we are for now making you forget, because I think he was being a little bit naughty. So that is the reason why he had forgotten. So here we see as well that, Hanuman, Sugriva is reminding, and we see also later Jamwant is reminding Hanuman as well how much he could do. And we've seen the guidance, we've seen in Bhagavatam as well, that guidance, like Narad Muni empowered Vyasadeva to write Srimad Bhagavatam. So we see also that Narad Muni directed Dhruv Maharaj on what he had to do to achieve the Lord. He gave him a mantra, he gave him a process to follow. We see also Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, how Krishna is empowering Arjuna in the battlefield, because Arjuna was all confused. Even though Arjuna was a great devotee, and he had, he had so many talents and strength and all that, but he had become doubtful, he became confused. So here we see examples where the guidance comes from someone. We also talked about Rishabdev recently, where how he empowers his sons with all his teachings as well. So that thing that comes from the good guidance. Then we see also a little bit where Vanaras was saying, oh, I can do this and I can do that. And then there is a sentence there, I think I read somewhere, that they were boasting. So that boasting, so we have to sometimes see that ourselves as well, that sometimes we may not have the capacity to do everything, but we then shouldn't boast that, yes, I can do this, and yes, I can do this. So I think after this after this line, the last further down, I think there is something where they says they boast a little bit. So here again we see that sometimes we may think we can do things, but we may not be able to. So we have to just be humble. It's good to have all that energy and enthusiasm, but sometimes we shouldn't have too much pride. So that's something that I think I learned from there. And then sometimes, our mind sometimes runs away as well. So yeah, here it says, while boasting of their power in this and other ways. So sometimes, it's best to come down to earth a little bit and just see what we really can do and do it properly, and not maybe take too much either. And here we don't see Hanuman boasting, because Hanuman could do anything here, but we don't see Hanuman boasting here because he was so humble. And then it said, then I think they go to they split in all the directions. And here Sugriva is saying, Ram was asking how come Sugriva knew about all this? And then Sugriva says that, because my brother was chasing me everywhere. That's how he knows the whole earth, all the directions where things are, because the earth is not all flat. There may be oceans in between, mountains, caves, so many things, so many difficulties. So he knew the terrain very well. And also we there is a mention of Matanga's curse in so just to recap a little bit, why was there a curse and why he came to Rishamukha mountain? Because Vali, when he killed that demon, there was some blood which fell into Matanga Rishi's when he was doing his sacrifices. And so Matanga Rishi, because it got contaminated, he then cursed Vali, and he says, if you ever come near Rishamukha mountain, then I'm going to take action and I'm going to curse you and whatever. So this is the reason why Sugriva was safe in Rishamukha mountain, because he knew Vali wouldn't come there. So that's just a little bit there. And so here we see also Rama and Sugriva, the two friends. Now Rama was so happy that Sugriva had come back on board and he had taken up that task now. And he knew now deep down that now he will find Sita Mata. So then the monkeys have been dispatched. They go, they scan, they go everywhere as far as possible. And some were now getting disappointed because they couldn't find, some were getting fearful. They were getting anxious because they knew that they couldn't find Sitaji anywhere known. So they were afraid of Sugriva. So we see that as well, that Sugriva was going to get angry at them because over a month had passed. And in the south, then we come to the south, where as Hanuman was sent with Angad. So then they, while the terrain of the south, they talk about Vindhya mountains. That's quite rough, full of caves, thick forests. So also there's not much water there. Hardly any people live there, so you could see that going through those mountain range would be difficult for them. So that's why they're taking a long time as well. And there's so many caves, and you get into one cave, you almost get lost. So they end up coming to one cave where they see I don't think it was a celestial. They see that old ascetic there as well. And in that cave, they see so many so many trees with large fruits, and they looked like as if they were rubies and pearls. So all the Vanaras were amazed at that, like how could within a cave you could have this. Don't understand much about that, but all I know is that because that was made by by Maya, so it was all illusion. But within that cave, this ascetic, she lived there and she was guarding the cave. And once she found out that all the Vanaras were actually, their task was to find Sita, and she heard the whole story, she was like, deep down she said that I'm going to help you guys as well, in her own way. So in her own way, she fed them because they were so tired, going through all these mountains and forests and caves. They were all very tired, thirsty, they needed some rest. So she provides all that. So that's the first thing she does. And then she says that she's like almost like a devotee, isn't she? So here we heard this morning as well how a devotee of a devotee. So a devotee would look after the devotee, and then that devotee would look after another devotee, and so on. Bhrutya sort of type of thing. So that's something I think, I'm not sure, but she realized that all those Vanaras were Ram's servants, so she wanted to help them so that they could do that task properly, and by looking after them. So she wanted to help them. So that's so lovely of her, that how she help them, and by providing them with food and drinks, and then she guides them how to come out of the cave, and she brings them out very quickly through her yogic powers, because she knew all her mysticism. She had those powers. But I don't know too much about that story. Obviously, I need to read it, but I know that something had happened, and that's why she was there. So maybe, Prabhuji, you could help. But sorry, that's something I can take. Not sure I can. I don't know. Any more? Prabhuji, you will have to add more.
Okay, Mataji. So beautifully summarized, Mataji. Excellent. Okay, we shall also hear from devotees. Hanma Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Mataji explained it so nicely with so much detail. I don't have much to say, and Mataji also went and gave us background of the stories that I didn't know, that Hanumanji had forgotten his powers, that he was um, that the because of his naughtiness the sage had made him forget that. I didn't know about that. It was such a nice story to know about that as well, and about and the curse as well, the Matanga Muni's curse, that also I didn't have any I didn't know about that one as well. And it was nice to know that the new backstory to this. And yes, Mataji has explained everything nicely. So here, so basically it's Hanuman going for the search of Sita, and it had been so long. So it had been a long search, and it was almost seeming as if, like like they are not getting anywhere, but still they were going, but still they were determined and going on with the search. So which is also, we can also, I think, learn from this, that we need to keep on going no matter how hard things are. So that's what we can learn from this portion of the story. So yeah, Prabhuji, almost everything Mataji has explained so well. Nothing much to say, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Sorry, I was just going to say, because some of the things I may have said may not even be properly or correct. So that's why we have Prabhuji here to correct us, or correct me rather. So sorry, he will correct me. Thank you.
Yes, okay. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Any other comments? Meena Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Nirmit Pranam. No, like Mataji has explained so nicely, like step by step, each stage. Like, I don't know how Mataji has remembered all these things, but she explained so very nicely. Yeah, thank you, Mataji. But like here, like where Mataji has mentioned about Jambon, but here we did not see any name like in this Ramayana where we're reading Jambon.
It comes later, part Mataji.
Okay.
It will come sooner, but we are earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jambon has, remind Hanuman too. Okay, yeah, thank you. But everything was so nicely explained. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. I don't remember very well, but I just wrote it down. Sorry.
Thank you, Mataji. Asha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I have nothing to say, Prabhu. I'm listening and learning. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Garinge Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, Mataji give summary very nicely. Mataji always give nice summary and nice explain always. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Very sweet. Usha Mataji. Mataji is busy, so that's why. Okay, thank you so much, Mataji. So just a few points. One point is
Sorry,
when
Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
oh, yes, Mataji, would you like to share
No,
even?
Prabhu, you said my name, but I was just a little bit busy. So, no, Prabhu, Jai Vedmataji was explaining so beautifully and then we read so nicely. Even though she was saying that whatever we do in the service, like a little, when they're making the bridge from going to here to there, so everybody giving their part. And then when the Mataji was explaining about Janmashtami, everybody, every devotee, whoever have ability, they can serve their Lord. So that was so beautiful, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so just a few points. Like whenever Hanuman started searching, so during that time, Sugriva mentions that there is no one equal to you on this earth. Okay, one point that Sugriva he mentions to Hanuman before he leaves, and I have all hope on you only, Hanuman. And Ramchandra observes that conversation. Ramchandra observes, and then he. So there is no created being on the earth equal to you in strength and vigor. On you rests my main hope of finding Sita. So here, Rama heard Sugriva speaking with Hanuman, and he saw his eager expression as well. So that is where he gives the ring to Hanuman further. And later on, another point is Hanuman took the ring and touched it to his head, and he prostrated himself at Rama's feet and prayed for his blessings. So mercy of Ramchandra is necessary for a devotee. Okay, so that is one thing, humble mood, and then one point, and then later on all sometimes we may be it is when we are performing some task, we need to have some kind of enthusiasm as well. Otherwise, we cannot carry out. Likewise, we need to work very hard. Every day we see in the corporates, offices, many people they encourage the employers. We are doing it, we have achieved it, let us go and we keep it up. Like so they do it, though in reality it may not be like that. But people are thinking in the behind. These people are always saying like that there is nothing happening. We don't know whether it is going to be successful or not. But outside they will say we are doing it, but it is only for marketing purposes and for the share markets. So they will push, they will bluff their things. But in reality, it may not be there. But whereas Hanuman in that side, he is humble, he is not boasting all the things. He simply take the blessings and then he is moving away to such Sita Devi. Yeah, and then further about the Sugriva stuff, he has found everything, each and every nook and corner of the world. He knows all the areas. And Rama was laughing. Rama laughed to hear Sugriva. This is again laughing is because when their friends are talking each other, it is a friendly nature. Yeah, and then further, whenever all other monkeys they have returned, some of the monkeys they are still fear of. Why there are so many monkeys in this world? Also, we may think they are spread throughout the world. They are spread throughout the world, and so because of Sugriva's order, they have to return within a month. Otherwise, some monkeys are not. So later on, Angada also mentions uh, if it is month past and if we go back, Sugriva may kill. Likewise, Angada also may think like that. But due to uh, fatigue and tired later on, and they could not find even though 6 weeks, it is a month past. But most of the monkey soldiers, they have returned back. And now in the southern side here, one part is of where Angada, Hanuman, and Jambavan are going through. They have come across this point. In this point, Angada has killed one demon, this roaring Rakshasa. So Angada was so powerful as well, and he is son of Vali. Just with his one, he leapt high and dodged the blow. That's it. That demon got died. Demon got died. That is power of Angada. And later on, they have come across this cave, and where the Swayam Prabha is there, and she is servant of the Apsara. Apsarasa was with Maya demon, and Indra has killed Maya demon, and he has taken Apsara. Now the servant of Apsara, Swayam Prabha, is still there, and then she is in her meditations, and then she has given the treat to all the monkey soldiers, all the monkeys, and they're very happy. And in similar way, later on, Hanuman also was invited by Mainaka mountain. So everyone, if he is servant of Hanuman, then he will have got all respects from everyone. It is a practical experience. For example, in a village, if you are doing some kind of Rama's service, for example, Sita Rama Kalyanam or building of temple, anything, collecting the funds, when people are going, and then I am servant of Ram, because everyone respects them and give whatever the things they have got, they are giving according to their ability, either donations or water or food, anything. This is for the servant of Ramchandra. Likewise, Swayam Prabha here, she has treated them very nicely, given all kinds of food and delicious food and everything. They're all very happy. How many monkeys are there? They have made a chain for 8 miles when they were entering to the cave. That many soldiers are there in their party. Okay, and then later on, she understands, and then she has given good treatment to all of them. And then but by her mystic power, she made them to go outside of the cave. Okay, now they are going to search further. Now here, when they're searching again, Angada spoke, "The king will certainly have us all put to death upon our late return, unsuccessful in our mission. Therefore, I suggest that rather than return in shame, we sit here and fast until life leaves our body. How can we go back and face execution in front of our near and dear ones?" This is Angada's mood. So now, as long as Hanuman is next to Angada, Hanuman gives all good counsels, good instructions. So at the moment, Hanuman was reminded by Sugriva about his prowess. Right? And Hanuman is always with Sugriva as well. And Hanuman gives good counsels to Sugriva in before. Um, whenever Sugriva was wandering throughout the world, later on, finally he gives some clue that there is a Rishikama mountain where you can save yourself without much. Until then, why you have given this late information to me, Sugriva, when he was asking? It was said in the, I think, different Valmiki Ramayana in detailed version. Because when without asking, without master asking a servant, servant should not give unnecessary advices. So Hanuman is so scrutinizingly read all the scriptures. So without master asking, a servant should not give instructions to his master. In such a way, Hanuman did not tell how to protect, because Sugriva is able to protect himself. But later on, when he was mentioning, the discussion goes on. Hanuman gives this information, and then he says, "Hanuman, you are right, but it was late." By the time they have come to the Shivamukha mountain, so Rama was laughing at that point. So here, Hanuman is with Angada here. Angada is the leader of that party now. He is a princess as well. Prince is a prince. Prince Regent. Now he is thinking that we have been past a month, now still we need, and he says that we sit here and fast until life leaves our bodies. This is the mood. Now, during some times, we need someone always to give and some encouragement and support and hope. That's why we always stay with the good people, not discouraging people. Materialistic people means they are always exploiting and discouraging somewhere or other. If he is not a Krishna devotee, he has got somewhere or other some bad qualities. Either self-boasting things or sense gratificatory things. But whereas devotees, they do not have any self. They simply wanted to serve the Lord and Lord's devotees. That's all. So here Hanuman is in that mode. So as long as Hanuman here, Angada is in safe hands. Okay, likewise, Sugriva was protected, Angada will be protected. Later on, in a similar way, Hanuman's prowess also will be reminded by later on Jambu, as Mataji mentioned. Okay, just a few points to reflect on this side. Okay, so thank you so much, dear devotees. Any other comments or any reflections? Okay, so that is from Ramayana. Okay, we're all happy. So for today, we shall conclude and continue with further japa. We shall resume next Sunday.
Like, yes, you said about Hanumanji, he has all quality and power, but until this, it's not said like Sugriv, he was not doing. That was the house servant. That was we have to follow spiritual masters until the instruction. He was not willing to do. Otherwise, he got Hanuman Chalisa said he was all serva, he got all the knowledge and everything like Hanuman. But yeah, until he did not get instruction, he was not willing to do. It's a very nice point you have just to reflect.
Mataji, when?
I said this very nice point to reflect, as you say,
Yes.
until this instruction was not given, he was not, and this way, Ram also knows about Hanuman's quality and everything, but that's why he laughed, when Sugri was giving his, to Hanuman, that do this and that. Is that right? That's right.
Sugriva was giving Hanuman?
No. Sugri was giving Hanuman instruction that you are the more knowledgeable and things like. But he has he has quality, but he has never reflect that quality because Hanuman has everything, all the knowledge and everything. But he never has pride or never said until his master has asked him to do something.
Yes, Mataji.
And that was, as you said, that was Ram knew about Hanuman quality. And that's when Sugri was giving instruction to Hanuman, at the time, I said, Ram laughed, something, smile or, because, is that right?
Yes. And also previously, whenever Hanuman met Ramchandra and Lakshmana, as which we read in the previous chapter, Rama was appreciating Hanuman's the speech and his humbleness, how perfectly he speaks and how sweetly, whatever is required. Saram sustum mitam madhu. One beautiful statement. Four Kumaras, they appreciated Prithu Maharaj. Whenever the four Kumaras have appeared in the arena or in the kingdom of Prithu, so during that time, Prithu Maharaj received them and then he glorified, he asked a few questions. How can any people get a perfection of human life? Of course, Prithu Maharaj knows everything, but it is, it is custom that one has to ask questions, though one must be perfect. Prabhupada explains. So during that time, four Kumaras, they mentioned to Prithu Maharaj saying that, Saram sustu mitum madhu. So you have explained whatever is essence, you have asked those things in a few words. Saram, the essence, And then Mitam, the limited, Madhu, so sweet, in a few words. Here, the similar kind of thing, Hanuman's humble mode, whenever he doesn't speak much unless he was asked. And Ramachandra has appreciated the way Hanuman was speaking in the previous chapter. Okay, and he was giving counseling to Sugriva. Now he is with Angada as well. So later on we would see. So this is Hanuman continued to speak on Sugriva qualities. We would see. We need not fear the monkey king. He regard all his subjects with love and would certainly not kill Angada, the son of dear wife Tara. Nor will Sugriva be harsh towards you, others. We have all tried our best to find Sita and should now return to Kishkinda, reporting to king for further orders. So this is Hanuman. Um, he says that one. Hanuman disagreeing with Angada's statement that fast until life leaves our body. Hanuman disagrees. Okay, still they have got a duty to do it. Okay, this one we would continue in the next session. It is so beautiful. Um, one must speak only as much as needed. Mitam Madhu. Mitam is means limited speaking. The similar way, Narad Muni, he also mentions about himself. He was also, when he was 5 years old, he was speaking only as much as needed, not too much. And even though he was playing tendency, he never played with other children. He has always engaged in the service of the devotees and then speak limited. In such a way, got attention to hear from those devotees. That way, he tad evatmaruchihi, evatmaruchihi, whatever the love towards the Lord those devotees have got, he also received a similar kind of taste. Evatmaruchihi, tad dharma eva, tad dharma prajayate, evatmaruchihi. Likewise, mm, when he has taken them, those statements mentioned by Narada Muni. So this is again devotees, how to speak, how much we need to speak, and those that speech should have the essence. These are all qualities of the devotees. Okay, thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Any other comments? Okay, if there are no further, then we shall conclude for today.
Hari Bol, Sri Prabhuji.
To Jai Mataji summary.
No.
Mataji has prepared. I did not.
Hari Bol, Mataji.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Hari Bol to Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, you've been
Hari
going
Bol.
on since morning.
Hari
We only
Bol.
just come and talk a little bit. It's not good.
But you have prepared, Mataji, so you put your efforts.
Thank you.
Lord, thank you.
All Prabhu, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji. Hari Bol to you as well. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol to Jai Mataji also. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Prabhuji.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol to everyone. It is equally. So everyone, either it doesn't matter whether it's speaker or hearer, both have got the same result. This is Shrinvanti Gayanti Grunante Bhikshishah Smaranti Nandanti Tavehitim Janaha Tayeva Pasyanti Acharena Tavakam Bhaupravaho Param Padam Bhujam. The hearer and speaker, they get equal results. It is the Purnam. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidham Purnat Purnamudhachyate Purnamasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Avashishyate. It is complete. It doesn't matter millions of people and come and hear. They will get the same as the hearer. Whatever the result hearer get, the same result also get by the hearer as well. शृण्वीत भक्त्या श्रवे च वोष्टिं जनार्दनो अस्यासु हृदि सम्प्रसीदति जनार्दनो अस्यासु हृदि सम्प्रसीदति शृण्वीत भक्त्या श्रवे च वोषतिं. Both of them, Lord will be pleased with both hearer and the speaker. You will all blessed all the dear devotees. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so we shall conclude and continue with further japa.
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनन्तकोटिवैष्णववृन्द की जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय.
Krishna conscious everyone. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.